Today in our 2017 Chevrolet Spark, we'll be having a look at and installing the Roadmaster EZ4 base plate kit with removable arms, part number RM-523-185-4. All right, here's what our base plate looks like installed. As you can see, it's nice and tucked up behind our fascia. The only part you really see sticking out in front of the fascia is our safety chain attachment points right here on either side of our license plate. That gives you your attachment point here for your electrical connector, for your towed vehicle lighting system, or a charge line, or anything of that nature that's electrically related. We have a nice attachment point right here to mount a breakaway switch, which we've utilized here today. And on the far corners of our base plate, on each end, we have a round receiver end for our removable arms, which will allow us to attach our tow bar to. To install these, you just slide them in at a horizontal angle, push, twist 90 degrees, same on both sides. This will allow you to attach your tow bar so you can flat tow your vehicle behind your RV. Now, what I really like about this base plate compared to other base plates for other cars or other base plates for this particular vehicle is the fact that it utilizes existing holes on the vehicle. You just have to enlarge them a little bit, but there's no other drilling required. It makes for a quick and easy installation. Now that we've gone over some of the features of our Roadmaster base plate, we'll show you how to get it installed on our 2017 Chevrolet Spark. All right, with our hood open, we'll find two 10mm bolts at each corner by the edge of our headlight. Go ahead and remove these. Then just to the inside of each of those bolts, we'll find two plastic clips by the hood latch. We'll use a screwdriver or a trim panel tool. We'll pop up the center section and the outer section. All right, now we're on our driver's side wheel well. There's two plastic clips just like we had on the top. We'll remove these two. And we'll repeat the same process for the passenger side. All right, so underneath our vehicle now, we have three 10mm bolts that hold our fascia to the subframe. We'll remove these. All right, we're back on our driver's side now. We'll pull back our fender liner here a little bit. Right here, we'll find a 7mm bolt. We'll remove that. And we'll go repeat the same process for the passenger side. Now we'll reach inside our fascia and unplug our fog light on each side of the vehicle. There's a gray tab on the top of it. We'll slide that back towards the connector and then push down on an orange tab on the top. Now underneath our vehicle, on each side, we'll find two 7mm screws that attach our fascia to our fender liner. Go ahead and remove those. Okay, we'll do the same on the other side. All right, now with an extra set of hands, we'll grab our fascia, pulled away from the fender, and we'll remove it from our vehicle. And we'll set it aside out of the way where it won't get damaged. Now on the bottom of our bumper beam, on each corner, we have a plastic fastener that holds the air dam up. We'll remove these fasteners on both sides. Now on our driver's side, behind our air dam here, there's a wiring harness that's clipped into it. We'll unclip the wiring harness. Just like that. Now we need to trim off the top half of our air dam on both sides. We'll just come in right about here where this ridge is, where it changes angles. Use a pair of tin snips, utility knife, whatever you have. Just make sure you don't cut the wire that you removed. We'll do the same on the passenger side. Okay, on the passenger side of our vehicle, we have this air conditioning line right here. Goes to our AC condenser. It's clipped onto the side of our frame rail here. We need to unclip this, so we'll just come in behind it, pop it loose. All right, now on each side of our vehicle, on our frame rail, we have two existing holes. We need to drill through both of these holes with a 1/2" drill bit. Once you go through the outer layer, we'll go through the inner layer as well with the drill bit. We want to be careful when we go through because, as you can see, there's a radiator hose right here and an air conditioning line. So we want to make sure we don't puncture either one of those. Okay, now that we're through both layers on this first hull, we'll repeat the same process for the other 3 holes. Okay, on our passenger side, we have this hole on the subframe. We have the same hole in the subframe on the driver's side too, but on the driver's side we have a clear access to use our drill to go up for the bottom and come out through the top of the subframe. We'll take our AC hose here and just bend it slightly out of the way so we don't have to worry about drilling through it when we come up from the bottom. All right, let's use our 1/2" drill bit again and enlarge this hole. Okay, we'll repeat the same process for the driver's side. Okay, now we'll take 2 of our 1/2" bolts that are 4 inches long and our lock washers, and we'll put some red Loctite on these bolts. Make sure we use red Loctite on all of our bolts that we're installing. We have Loctite available on our website for purchase if you need some. We'll take our bracket here. Our flat edge will face towards the front of the vehicle. Push our bolts through. Now on the inside of our frame rail where the bolts go through, we'll put our 2 1/2" plate washers on and our 2 nuts. We'll leave this all finger tight for now because we need to adjust everything later. And we'll repeat the same process on the other side. All right, now we'll take our main body of our base plate, slide it over our subframe here. We'll push our base plate in position. We'll line up our bracket on the inside of the brackets that we already installed. Take 2 of our 1/2" bolts here, go through the base plate and into the upper bracket. We'll repeat the same process on the other side. Slide on our lock washer, thread on a nut. We're using our 1¼ long bolts here. These are the shortest bolts we have in our kit. And we'll repeat the same process on the other side. Okay, now we'll take our 3-inch long 1/2" bolt and our 1/2" plate washer again. Slide it on, come up from the bottom of our subframe to the hole we enlarged. Go up through the bottom edge of our base plate. Drop on our lock washer. And then our nut. And we'll repeat the same process on the other side. All right, with all of our hardware now in place, we'll now snug it all down using a 3/4 inch socket and wrench. Okay, with all of our hardware snugged down now, we'll torque it to the specifications found in the instructions. All right, now that we got our base plate fully torqued down, this is a good opportunity while we still have our fascia off. If we're going to be using a braking system on our vehicle or a towed vehicle lighting system or adding a vehicle charge line onto our vehicle, it's a good time to do it with the fascia off so you can run all your wires. All right, now we need to trim our fascia in order to get it to fit around our base plate. We're going according to the instructions on this, and whatever modifications we need to make, we'll make as necessary. All right, in our case, since we have a breakaway switch here, we would have to have trimmed out more of our area down here, only really leaving this section right here, and then a smaller section over here of the grill. And that really wouldn't have looked good. So what we did is we just left the top layer in place and one here on each corner on the second row and took the rest of the bottom out. This won't have any effect on the vehicle at all, but it gives it a cleaner look with the base plate in place. All right, so let's go ahead and snap our bumper cover back in place here. Do the same on both sides. Now while we have our car down low, let's go ahead and put our fasteners in at the top. Okay, with our fasteners in place up top, we'll go on our wheel wells now. Okay, with our fog lights plugged back in, we'll just go ahead and reinstall all the fasteners we removed. And that completes our look at and installation of the Roadmaster EZ4 base plate kit with removable arms, part number RM-523185-4 on our 2017 Chevrolet Spark. Click the link below to shop, learn more, or visit us at etrailer.com.